Welcome to the social science class. In the last video, dear students, we have started the chapter 9 of history, traders, kings and pilgrims. And in that video, we have discussed the meaning of the chapter, introduction and difficult words of this chapter. In this video, we will discuss the next part, that is new kingdoms that were developed near the coastal area, that is in the southern part of India. Let's start. New kingdoms along the coast. The southern part of the subcontinent. Subcontinent means that the India along with its neighboring countries. इंडिया के साथ जो भी नेबरिंग कंट्रीज़ हैं, पाकिस्तान, भूटान, बांग्लादेश, म्यांमार, श्रीलंका, that are included in the subcontinent, marked by the long coastline. उसके आसपास क्या है? कोस्टलाइन है, हिल्स, प्लेट्यूज एंड रिवर वैलीज. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द चीफ्स एंड किंग्स हु कंट्रोल द रिवर वैलीज, द कोस्ट बिकम रिच एंड पावरफुल. जो उस समय के राजा महाराजा थे या चीफ थे, जो रिवर वैलीज या कोस्टल एरिया पर कंट्रोल था उनका पूरा, उस समय वो रिच और पावरफुल बन के उन्होंने वहाँ पर अपनी किंगडम एस्टैब्लिश कर ली. लेट अस सी इन द map. This is the southern part of India. This is the southern part of India, and it has main feature plateaus and long coastal line. The chief or the king of that time who control the river valleys, that the area near the river valleys, they become very powerful, and mainly the river Kaveri. This is the river Kaveri. It is a very fertile area and this is known as a Tamil land. And some king of that time controlled that area. Main were Chola, Chera and Pandyas. They control these areas. These are Cholas, Pandyas and Cheras. They established a large kingdom here. Sangam literature. Sangam literature is the ancient literature of that time and give us the important information about that time, the political conditions of that time, economic, social conditions of that time. उस समय की सारी information हमें provide कराता है संगम literature that was written in the Tamil language. These kingdoms were situated or the south of the river of Krishna in the territory called Tamil land. कौन कौन सी kingdoms हैं? Main Cholas, Pandyas and Chera. These are the kingdoms situated in the south part of the Krishna river. The kings of these kingdoms were good administrators. Administration of these kings were very good. The Cholas maintained a fleet of ships, had a strong naval force. Fleet of ships. He has a large number of ships and a strong naval force, the army that fought through the sea. These kings demanded and received gifts from the common people. उस समय जो किंग्स थे कोई भी टैक्स नहीं कलेक्ट करते थे, जो उन कॉमन पीपल थे उनको गिफ्ट देते थे. दैट इज़ द मेन सोर्स ऑफ इनकम फॉर द किंग्स. एंड द ट्रिब्यूट दैट इज़ कलेक्टेड फ्रॉम द नेबरिंग एरियाज़. जो आसपास के एरियाज़ थे जहाँ पर वो मिलिट्री एक्सपीडिशन के लिए जाते थे, वो लोग उन्हें ट्रिब्यूट देते थे, यानी कुछ गिफ्ट देते थे. दैट वर द मेन सोर्स ऑफ इनकम. और उस इनकम का कुछ पार्ट राजा अपने लिए रखता था और बाकी जो भी पार्ट है दैट वाज यूज्ड फॉर द पब्लिक वर्क्स. Rest of the part was used for public works. Public works are making roads, buildings, and some part is spent on the army also. Next is the story of Silk Route. Silk is a fabric. Silk is a fabric, and at that time it was very famous. It was very costly. Why it was costly? Because it is very smooth and has glassy colors. That why it was very costly at that time. And technique of silk was not an easy process. It was firstly invented in China around 7,000 years. And people from the China who went to a distant land, distant land means आस-पास के एरिया में जब जाते थे, they carried silk with them, अपने साथ सिल्क लेकर जाते थे, to sell in the markets. The path they followed, और जिस रास्ते से वो जाते थे, that came to be known as silk route. उसी रास्ते का नाम बन गया सिल्क रूट. इट वॉज इम्पोर्टेंट ट्रेड रूट. ये एक इम्पोर्टेंट ट्रेड रूट क्यों था? क्योंकि उस समय सभी प्रकार के जो मर्चेंट्स थे, pilgrims, who were the pilgrims? Who visited the religious places, missionaries, soldiers, they come from China, India, Tibet and Persian countries. From these route only they follow that route, that is the silk route. तो उसी रूट को फॉलो करते थे. That why it become very important. This route was controlled by Kushan rulers. Why they controlled? Now the Kushan rulers were the powerful rulers of the South Asia and Northwest India. They started controlling the path of silk route. Now anyone who passes from that path, they have to give the tax or tribute to the Kushan rulers. Buddhism spread from India to China because of this. बुद्धिज़्म जो हमारे इंडिया में एक नया रिलीजन स्टार्ट हुआ था, आल्सो स्प्रेड टू चाइना, चाइना तक उसका प्रचार हुआ बिकॉज ऑफ दिस सिल्क रूट. क्योंकि जो भी मिशनरीज थे इस रास्ते से जाते थे, अपने साथ वो जो बुद्धिज़्म से रिलेटेड जो भी नॉलेज उनके पास होती थी वहाँ जाकर उन्हें बताते. तो दैट इज़ द वे ऑफ द स्प्रेड ऑफ द बुद्धिज़्म इन द चाइना, दैट इज़ द सिल्क route. I hope today's part is clear to everyone. That is the new kingdoms of that time and the story of the Silk Route. In the next video we will discuss about the spread of Buddhism and the Bhakti movement. Thank you for watching this video.